Okay, trade one is based off of the candles right here. Um, as you could see, the downside moves up, the upside moves down, but then you see a rejection, and it's a fairly substantial rejection. You go all the way from 49.5 all the way down to 29 for the downside, and the upside moves from negative 0.89 all the way up to 28. And you see that they do fail and they come apart. And the data based on market score is telling you at that point, if you look at the market score data at that point, you can see that it is definitely weighing very heavily on the downside. But what's interesting is that it fails right here, comes back, and then you see a crossover. That crossover is significant. So as you can see, the scores right here are still, I mean, it's still showing a lot of pressure to the downside. But as you can see, as we progress, when we get to 957, you can see over on the market score that the upside made a new high and the downside has made a new low. So even though it is significant pressure to the downside, this would be the entry point for that trade. So your entry would be about 82 quarter. If you got in here, you could hold it all the way through. If you were just looking for a quick 5 point trade, your exit would be about 43.87, which it reaches on this in this area right here as it's running up. However, it never comes down. Even though it comes down, the lowest point in here is about 81. So your entry would have been 82 quarters, so you would have taken about a point and a quarter of heat. But at this point, as we're progressing, we're making new highs for the upside and new lows for the downside. In that kind of a case, that is a go with situation where it would say hold this trade. But if you hold on to it, this thing rides all the way up and the scores continue to make new high, or the upside continues to make new highs. And then right in here, you start to see a little bit of fall off. So right here, you see the score drops from 63 to 53. So the exit on this one would be 1101, which would put your exit at roughly 43.97 at the low point of that candle, which would be a 15-point trade. So that would be trade one.